Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1984 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today we will be playing the 1984 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. It is the 55th Midseason Classic that will take place at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. And before we get started with today's All-Star Game, let's take a moment here just to talk about what actually occurred in the All-Star Game for 1984. Carl Hubble, he threw out the first pitch for the Giants, and Huey Lewis and the News sang the national anthem. Of course, they are from the Bay Area and were a huge band at the time. Al Michaels and Howard Cosell, they announced the game. And the managers for both teams were, of course, from the previous World Series, which meant that Baltimore Orioles' Joe Altobelli was the manager for the American League, and the Phillies' Paul Owens was the manager of the National League team. Now, there were 6 Tigers that were represented in this game. 3 starters, which included Lance Parrish, Lou Whitaker, and Chet Lemon. They all started the game. Alan Trammell was a reserve, and Jack Morris and Willie Hernandez both represented the Tigers as pitchers in the ball game. Okay, so Dave Stieb was the American League starter, and Charlie Lay of the Montreal Expos was the National League starter. The National League won 3-1. There was 21 total strikeouts in the ball game, which was at the time the most before the 1999 All-Star Game. Beat that record. 19-year-old Dwight Gooden struck out the side in the ball game, which included Lance Parrish and Chet Lemon. Alvin Davis was the third pitcher, the third player that Dwight Gooden struck out. Also, Fernando Valenzuela struck out the side. There were 3 home runs in the game. George Brett hit the only home run, scored the only run for the American League. Of course, he wasn't on Detroit in 1984. He was a Kansas City Royal. He is on our Tigers here in this sim. And for the National League, Gary Carter hit a home run in the second inning, which gave the National League the lead for the rest of the ball game. And then Dale Murphy hit a home run off of Willie Hernandez in the 8th inning, which ended the scoring for the game. And just of note, I wanted to mention that Lance Parrish, who of course is much maligned on our team this year, he also committed an error in this ball game. So did Reggie Jackson, for that matter, but Lance Parrish, a costly error in the first inning, which allowed a run to score. Okay, so there you have it. There is the a recap from the actual 1984 All-Star Game. You can find the All-Star Game on YouTube, and you can watch the game in its entirety if you choose. Now, you already know who the starters of this game are if you saw the title card. I don't know yet at this point, so you know more about this game than I do. As we go ahead and get started with today's game. So the plan is we will play this game. We will represent the American League. Whomever the game chooses as the starting pitchers and as the lineup, we will go with that. And then from then on, I will control all the reserve players when they get in and how that works, for the American League. So I have no idea who's going to start this game. I have no idea who's representing the Tigers. And I'm excited to find out. Let's find out as we start the game here. Let's go. Do I want to play this game in play-by-play mode? Yes, I do. And it should offer me the choice of the American League or National League. There we go. We will choose the American League, of course. All right, here we go. Let's see what we've got as the game is loading. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. Oh, man, we have got so many tired ball players. And, oh, man, this is just so annoying. We've got Mark Langston is going to be the starting pitcher today, and that's great. As you can see, his numbers are fantastic. But Bert Blyleven of the Tigers makes the roster, And he is injured, as is Britt Burns, who just got injured, I think, yesterday. And you can see the other players available. Mike Witt for the Angels, Teddy Higuera, Alan Ramirez for the Orioles. Keith Creel, is he on Kansas City? Yeah, he's a Royal. He's representing the Royals. Steve Rogers of the Yankees in this sim. Al Lakowitz, we just saw this jerk. He just beat us. Matt Williams, the Toronto pitcher named Matt Williams. Todd Fisher, who is a reliever. What team is he on? He is an Angels reliever. That son of a bitch, Frank Tanana. Floyd Bannister, who is on the Mariners in this sim. And Mike Warren of the Oakland A's are all the pitchers for today's game. Just because they are listed as tired doesn't mean I won't pitch them. But you may remember from prior All-Stars, not every pitcher is usable by the game. It may not actually let you put them in there. And we're already down 2 pitchers with Britt Burns and Bert Blyleven not making it. Let's take a look at the lineup and our bench. Here it is for the American League. Wow. Terry Kennedy made it! Oh, that's amazing. Hey, I couldn't be any happier for him. He deserved it. So here's the lineup. As you can see here, a lot of Boston Red Sox are represented. Ken Smith did not make it. The bench is Corey Snyder, Deion James, Terry Kennedy, Ron Hassey, and Dickie Thon. Okay, very cool. So let's go ahead and do the lineup rundown for the National League. Now, this isn't wait a minute. It's showing Arlington Stadium. And the 1984 All-Star Game was played at San Francisco. So I have no idea what the hell is going on here. This should be at Candlestick Park. All right, well, there's nothing I can do to fix that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup rundown for the National League today. Batting leadoff and catching is the DH, Darren Daulton of the Atlanta Braves. Batting second at second base is Brad Wellman for the San Francisco Giants. Batting third in left field is Chris James of the Cincinnati Reds. Batting cleanup in center field is Eric Davis of the San Francisco Giants. Batting fifth at third base is Tracy Woodson of the Atlanta Braves. Batting sixth in right field is Kirby Puckett of the Philadelphia Phillies. Batting seventh and catching is Butch WYNEGAR of the St. Louis Cardinals. Batting eighth at shortstop is Vance Law of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And batting ninth is the first baseman for the Chicago Cubs, Pat Tabler. If you're watching this game and not following the sim, you're probably like, what the hell is all of that about? All right, let's take a look at Mark Langston. He is the starting pitcher today. Pretty damn good record. He's 9-5 in 19 starts with a 3.36 ERA, 149 strikeouts in 144 and 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .215 against him. He's got 4 complete games and a shutout. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 44%. He's got 3 pitches above league average and 2 that are elite. The fastball at a 96 and a slider at a 90. That curveball's at 82 rating. Overall, he is rated a 95. The 23-year-old lefty is a free agent at the end of the 86 season. Okay, let's take a look at our defense. By the looks of it here, left field and right field are the only players defensively below league average. So that is Kevin Mitchell in left and Clint Hurdle of the Red Sox in right field. Behind the plate is Brian Harper with that 81 rating. What is his arm? Let's find out. Oh, it's below league average. So he is somebody that could get run on today. Now, Langston's a lefty, so it's going to improve the percentage in favor of Harper. Let's get it started with Darren DAULTON leading off against Mark Langston. A 2-0 count and a fly ball into left field. Kevin Mitchell will make the catch. There's one down. Here's Brad Wellman. I don't know why it's not using his baseball card that we loaded. Must be something going on with the game. Brad Wellman, second baseman for the hometown team. And he gets a base hit into left field. So there's the first base runner. Wellman on first. An 82 speed. He's been thrown out more than he's been successful this year. So Wellman on first. And Chris James at the plate. James batting .308, 13 home runs. And Wellman does steal second base. So he's trying to give the hometown crowd something to yell about. Runner in scoring position. It's an 0-1 count to Chris James. And a base hit to center field will get the National League on the board. 1-0 NL, thanks to the RBI signal from Chris James. So one out. Here's Eric Davis, runner on first. Davis is a 20-20 guy already. 20 home runs, 20 stolen bases. And Langston will strike him out. First K for Langston. 2 down for Tracy WOODSON, third baseman for the Atlanta Braves. And Langston strikes him out. So the AL jumps on top. We go to the bottom of the first inning. And we'll take a look at the official lineup rundown for the American League. Batting leadoff, playing second base, is Seattle's Harold Reynolds. Batting second in center field is Schelle Tarver of the Red Sox. Batting third at third base is Wade Boggs of the Red Sox. Batting cleanup in left field is the Oakland A's Kevin Mitchell. Batting fifth and catching is the Angels' Brian Harper. Batting sixth at first base is Daryl SCONIERS of the California Angels. Batting seventh in right field is Clint of the Boston Red Sox. Batting eighth at shortstop is Gus POLIDOR of the California Angels. And batting ninth is the Angels' DH Tim Flannery, who was just traded over from the Padres. That doesn't seem fair. Okay, let's take a look at the starting pitcher for the National League. It's Tim Belcher of the Dodgers. The 22-year-old right-hander is 12-2 with a 1.68 ERA, 101 strikeouts in 139 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .195 against him, 6 complete games, 3 shutouts. His fastball tops out at 96 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 46.1%. A 3-pitch pitcher with the fastball at the elite level. It's a 94. A slider rated an 87. He's got a curveball. It's well below league average. Overall, he is rated a 95. The 22-year-old right-hander is arbitration eligible at the end of next year. Okay, let's take a look at the National League's defense. Wow, right field is Kirby PUCKETT with a 98. Left field and center field both below league average. That's Chris James and Eric Davis. The left side of the infield not so good with WOODSON and Vance LAW. WYNEGAR behind the plate. What is his arm rating? It's an 80, so we can run on him. Okay, here we go. We got Harold Reynolds leading off for the American League against Tim Belcher. Reynolds batting .319 with 5 home runs. I believe he just signed a contract extension not too long ago, so he's going to be on the Mariners for quite a while. He hits a ground ball to Vance LAW. There's one down. Next one up is Schelle Tarver. Tarver, a relative unknown, batting .318 with 10 home runs. I'm sure he's over 20 stolen bases. He strikes out. 2 down. Here is Wade Boggs. And Boggs Lifts it into center field. That'll carry deep enough for the center fielder, Eric Davis, to make the catch. So we go to the top of the second. Mark Langston will come out for one more inning of work. That's my usual routine in All-Star games. I'll give the starting pitcher 2 innings. It's got Kirby Puckett. Of course, Puckett in our sim, I believe, was traded to the Phillies in the very first sim year. Actually, we could double check that. No, he was traded in 1981 to the Phils. There's one out. Here's Butch WYNEGAR. Now, he's much traveled in this game. Langston strikes him out. Third K for Langston. And the Pirates, Vance Law, 293 hitter, 8 home runs. And Langston walks Vance Law. Runner on first with 2 down. And Pat Tabler's up. Tabler batting .322, 13 home runs. Providing a lot of offense for the Cubbies. Popping it up into shallow center field where the shortstop, POLIDOR, will backtrack and make the catch. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 National League, and Kevin Mitchell will lead off. Mitchell, left fielder for the Oakland A's, is leading the American League with 23 home runs. He was the MVP last year. Drills it to center field. 1 out. Here is Brian Harper. Harper batting .322 for the Angels with 17 home runs. Flies out to right where Puckett will make the catch. 2 quick outs for Tim Belcher. It's going to bring up Daryl SCONIERS. Playing first base here in the All-Star game. I believe he DHs on the Angels, and he'll pop it up to short. So not a lot happening in favor of the American League. We're going to take out Mark Langston since he was already listed as tired before he even got into the ball game. He gave us 2 innings, giving up 2 runs. I'm sorry, 2 hits on 1 run. He had 3 strikeouts. All right, so we've got a lefty. So we're going to bring in a right-hander. Who would we like to see as a right-hander get into this ball game? You know what? Let's get Matt Williams of Toronto into the ball game. I believe this is his first All-Star game, right? He didn't pitch last year. We'll look at his vitals. Yeah, this is his first All-Star game. So Matt Williams, you take a look at his record here. He made 19 starts. He's 9-8 with a .363 ERA. We've got 98 strikeouts and 139 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .228 against him. 4 complete games. That fastball is pretty lively at 95 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 44.3%. The fastball is his best pitch. It's rated a 94. Overall, he is rated a 92 to 24-year-old right-hander. Arbitration eligible at the end of 1985. Okay, we're back to the top of the lineup with the catcher Darren Daulton, second time through. Daulton rips it right at the second baseman for out number 1. Brad Wellman got a base hit the first time up, and he gets a base hit back through the box into center field. So Wellman 2 for 2 for the National League. Next man up is Chris James. He's going to dump it into right center field. Oh, it's going to be caught. I thought for sure that was going to be a duck snort into right center field, but a good play by the right fielder, Clint, not known for being particularly good defensively. And Eric Davis strikes out. So we go to the bottom of the third. Bottom third of the lineup. The National League's batted through 1.5 times, and we haven't even wrapped up the first time through yet. Clint, one of the many Boston Red Sox that have found a way into the lineup. Playing at Fenway Park, putting up all those offensive numbers, that will do it. He flies out to left field. There's 1 down. Gus POLIDOR, a rookie shortstop for the Angels, hits it about as far as you can 393 feet to center field. There's out number 2. And Tim Flannery, as I mentioned, was just traded from the Padres to the Angels 2 weeks ago. And here he is starting against his old league. He gets a base hit. That'll be the first base runner, right, for the American League today. So Flannery, is he capable of stealing? He's only got 4 stolen bases combined. So we have to just trust that Harold Reynolds can move him along. Get a 2-out rally going here. There we go. Ground ball in the hole. It's short. Good range from the shortstop, Law. We move on to the 4th inning. Matt Williams. Solid job. Let's bring in another right-handed pitcher. I think we go with Mike Witt here, and then we go to Teddy Higuera. We want to get pitchers that deserve an opportunity here to pitch. Let's take a look at Mike Witt. 18 starts, 11-3 for the Angels. A 3.07 ERA, 100 strikeouts in 135 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .211 against him, 5 complete games, 3 shutouts. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. Ground ball percentage is 45.2%. He's only got 1 pitch above league average. That's the hard curve, rated an 87. Overall, he is rated an 86. The 23-year-old right-hander is arbitration eligible at the end of next year. You'll see he's already tired, so we'll just give him an inning here of work. Yeah, he's already listed as tired. It's WOODSON, PUCKETT, and WYNEGAR coming up. 0-2 count to WOODSON, and Witt strikes him out. Doesn't look tired. That was 3 consecutive fastballs. Perfectly placed. 1 out. Kirby Puckett up, and he gets a bleeder past the shortstop. Polidor for a base hit. 4 hits now for the National League. Runner on first. Here is Butch WYNEGAR, and WYNEGAR gets a base hit to left. So maybe Witt is showing some fatigue already. First and second, 1 down. Now Vance Law, I don't remember him being much of a home run hitter. I guess he's hit in double digits for 3 years, so he's got some pop. Witt strikes him out on a fastball right down the pipe. 2 down. Here is Pat Tabler. Full count to Tabler. And he smokes it to center. It's going to get down and score a run. That was directly over the head of the center fielder, Tarver. WYNEGAR goes to third. Tabler has himself a double. He had 17 doubles in the regular season. All right, 2-0 National League. Looked like Tarver had never played in Candlestick Park before. Now we got a left-handed bat. I probably should bring in a left-hander, but we're going to give Witt one more shot. And DAULTON will fly out to Tarver. There's one that he can handle. So put another run on the board for the National League. It's 2-0. Belcher, 3 innings. They're going to let him go another here. Was he already tired? No, he was healthy coming into the game. That always makes me feel a little weird because it is an all-star game. There's a base hit for Tarver. And an error on the left fielder. Chris James bobbled it. And you can't make that mistake with Tarver. He's got good speed. He's got 30 stolen bases already this year. Let's see if his teammate can drive him in. It's Wade Boggs. Full count to Boggs, and he walks. Maybe not the worst thing to do. Set up a potential double play for Kevin Mitchell. But as I mentioned, he is leading the American League in home runs, so 1 bad pitch here, and the American League can take the lead. Full count. And a base hit to center field. That will score Tarver. We will hold Boggs at second, and it's 2-1 as Mitchell gets the American League on the board with a single. Still nobody out, and Brian Harper at the plate. Harper 0 for 1 today. And he pops it up on the infield. I can't help to think that if I had Kennedy in there, he would have drove in a run. 1 out. Here is Daryl SCONIERS. This feels like a double play waiting to happen. Full count. Strikes out. Nice slider. Cutting in on the hands of SCONIERS. 2 outs. Clint hurdle. Hits a ground ball to second, and that will do it. So we do get on the board. We get that run back. Head to the top of the 5th. Down a run. So Mike Witt's going to come out. We will bring in Teddy Higuera, last year's Cy Young Award winner. He did spend part of the time injured this year, so he's 10-2 in just 13 starts with a 2.25 ERA, 90 strikeouts in 100 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .218 against him, 4 complete games, 2 shutouts. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour, ground ball percentage is 46.3%. 2 really great pitches, the fastball, the slider, even the changeup's just a tick below league average. Overall, he is rated a 90. The 26-year-old left-hander is a free agent at the end of next year. I believe he is the highest paid player in our sim at $2.6 million. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. Brad Wellman, 2 for 2 today with a double and a stolen base. And he crushes it off of Higuera. Wow. Wellman, 3 for 3. He is looking like the MVP of the game already. That was rude. Higuera just gets in. He gets crushed. James goes the other way for a base hit. 8 hits for the National League. Here's Eric Davis. James steals second base. So they are keeping the pressure on. Now, he only had 3 stolen bases in the regular season. I think Harper behind the plate and that weak arm playing right into their offensive strategy as Eric Davis hits a home run. So Teddy Higuera, I thought for sure he was going to crush it today. And he's getting clubbed like a baby seal. It's 3 runs in the inning. Nobody's out yet. Higuera gets a pop-up into foul ground behind the plate. Oh, no! And it's dropped by Harper. Oh, come on. And now that was clearly in foul ground. I don't know why the game thinks that somehow that landed in fair territory. Oh, man. I'm not going to gripe about it. You guys hear me gripe about this game in regular season. This is just an exhibition. Okay, that's it for Higuera. He cannot get anybody out. That's frustrating. We could not get a single out for Higuera. Let's go back to bringing in a right-hander then. We'll bring in Alan Ramirez. Ramirez won 21 games last year. He's 8-7 this year with a 3.46 ERA, 94 strikeouts and 138 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .290 against him. 4 complete games, 2 shutouts. He's a 3-pitch pitcher. He's got all 3 pitches above league average. Overall rated an 89. The 27-year-old right-hander is a free agent at the end of the year. And it's a switch hitter, Butch WYNEGAR. First crack at him. There's a comebacker to Ramirez. Ramirez goes to second to get the force. WYNEGAR safe at first. So it's first and third, 1 out. Here is Vance Law. We'll play back defensively for a double play possibility with the catcher on first. And a balk. 4 runs in. That run will get added to Higuera's total. WYNEGAR will score on a double by Vance Law, and the floodgates have opened here. Pat Tabler showing some mercy, flying out to center field. 2 down. Here is Darren Daulton, 3-1 count, and Ramirez walks Daulton. And here's the player of the game. It's Brad Wellman. He's 3 for 3 with a home run. Stolen base. He's got a shoe and a shot. There's a ground ball to second. And finally, the inning is over. National League really took it to us. Score 5 in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 7-1 National League. All right. We'll lead off versus Tim Belcher. I can't believe he's leaving him in there in an all-star game. Polidor is safe on an error by the shortstop. Vance Law. This game is messy. Errors. We've had a balk in the all-star game. Who would call a balk in the all-star game? Okay, we're going to hit and run here. Let's see if we can get things going. I don't think I'd pick Tim Flannery to be the DH, but he does come through. He's 2 for 2 today. Really the only guy who's brought his bats. Now, we're not going to run on Kirby. Kirby's got a 90 arm out in right field. It's a 50-50 shot. I think we have to be smart about it and start chipping away. Now let's take a look at our bench. We have a right fielder, a left fielder, a couple of catchers, and Dickey at short. So with Harold Reynolds, he's just going to have to bat here. First and second, nobody out. Here's Reynolds. He's 0 for 2 today. Oh, ground ball to second. Only place to go to first as the base runners advance a bag. So second and third, 1 out. Here is Schelle Tarver. Right fielder and a left fielder, so we don't have another center fielder. So Tarver will bat. Oh no, 0-2 count to Tarver. Well, he does get a hold of it and lines out to center. Polidor will tag and score. Flannery advances, and it's 7-2. 2 down. Here's Wade Boggs. He's 0 for 1 today. He has walked. And a ground ball to first will end the inning. So we go to the top of the 6th inning. We'll do some defensive replacements here. Corey Snyder coming in, playing right field. Corey Snyder of Cleveland, correct? Yeah. He's a rookie. Deion James will come in and play left field. He is on Milwaukee. He's on Minnesota. And then Terry Kennedy will catch. Ron Hassey will DH. And Dicker will come in and play shortstop. There we go. All right. Wow, Wade Boggs defensively, not good. All right. So there's all of our defensive replacements. Alan Ramirez will come out of the ballgame. Well, we may as well give Keith Creel a chance to pitch. When is this guy ever going to be in an all-star game? Has he been in an all-star game? No, this is his first one. So, we're down 7-2. Let's give Keith Creel a chance here to pitch. Here's Chris James. Oh, that's just cruel. A double into the right center field gap. And a runner in scoring position just like that. Here's Eric Davis. Davis is 1 for 3. He's got a home run, struck out today. And he strikes out for a second time. 1 out. Tracy Woodson. Base hit to right. That'll score a run. Oh, James is going to hold to third. showing some mercy. That's the first hit today for WOODSON. Only Dalton does not have a hit for the National League. You know what? We will play the infield in this time. If we want a chance to come back, we cannot give up another run. Full count to Puckett, and Creel strikes him out. We'll go back to regular depth. And the catcher, Butch WYNEGAR. He's 1 for 3 today. Full count. And he walks. A pinch hitter will come up. It's going to be Mike Sosha. Shows him as the shortstop. We'll take a look at Sosha. We don't know who is on their bench. So he is the Dodgers catcher, and he's batting .263. Bases are loaded for Sosha. 1-1 count. And Creel gets him to pop it up. And we get out of the inning without giving up a run. So I think we have to appreciate the fact that Creel did a good job. Now we do have some defensive replacements. We have Mike Gates coming in for the Expos. You see, he's been like an everyday starter for Montreal from the get-go. He had 42 doubles back in 1980. He played in the NLCS in 1980 for Montreal. He's a good player. And the new pitcher is going to be Rick Ownby of the Mets. He's 11-3 with a 1.74 ERA, 98 strikeouts, and 134 and a third innings pitched. Opponent's batting average under 200. 3 complete games, 2 shutouts, a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, rated a 97. He's also got a 97 rated changeup. Unbelievable. He's won 20 games or more back-to-back. He's won a Cy Young. This is his 3rd consecutive All-Star game. He won a World Series. I mean, this guy is elite level. Here we go, Deion James, his first at-bat of the ball game. Left fielder hits it high and deep down the right field line. It's going to be caught in the corner by Puckett in foul territory. There's one out. Here we go, Terry Kennedy. This is the nicest surprise. He is now our everyday starter because we've given up on Lance Parrish. But he's earned it. Great numbers. I'm glad to see him in there. I never would have guessed Bert Blyleven and Terry Kennedy were our representatives on a first-place team, you know? But we'll take what we can get. SCONIERS flies out to left. All right, we go to the 7th inning. The next victim is going to be Floyd Bannister. Oh, they won't let me put in Floyd. This does happen sometimes. So Floyd is a no-go. Bert's a no-go. Britt's a no-go. What about Steve Rogers? Okay, of the Yankees. Rogers traded over to the Yankees before the season started. Or was he a free agent? No, he was a free agent signing by the Yankees. Paid him some big bucks. 8-6, 3.95 ERA. 85 strikeouts in 130 innings pitched. Opponent batting .261 against him. Doesn't have much of a fastball. In fact, he's a 5-pitch pitcher with the sinker as his best pitch. The fastball is a secondary pitch. Overall, rated at 86, the 34-year-old righty is a free agent at the end of the 87 season. This is his 6th All-Star game, and he won the Cy Young in the 1980 season, our first sim year. Okay, so Rogers in there to face Pat Tabler. And a ground ball to second. Reynolds will make the play. 1 out. And we're back to Darren Daulton. Daulton, only starter without a hit. Daulton popping it up to the lip of the grass. Reynolds making the catch. And we're back to Brad Wellman, who's 3 for 4. And you got to be kidding me. 2 home runs for the hometown kid. Oh my gosh. That's unbelievable. 8-2 National League. The National League is taking this game very seriously. Billy Hatcher coming in to play right field for the National League. Hatcher, a rookie for the Cubbies. He's got 15 home runs, batting .321. All right. So Corey Snyder of the Indians, he's a rookie as well. 16 home runs, batting .284, part of the USA Olympic team in '84. That's represented by his baseball card right there. And a base hit into left field. Only the 5th hit for the American League. Dickie Thon, his first plate appearance. Shortstop for the Red Sox. Batting .269. He's got 14 home runs. I guess maybe that's why. And he walks. Okay. We'll take some junk runs here, make it interesting. Let's go to bring up the former MVP for the Yankees. It's Ron Hassey. You're taking a look at his numbers here. He was an MVP, I believe, after the 1981 season. That was the strike-short year. Let's see if he can step up. Oh, and actually, I want to just check. 3rd All-Star game for him. And he was an MVP in '81. 2-time Gold Glove winner. And he's got 7 career Grand Slams. That's clutch. Oh, he strikes out. Not so clutch. Not so clutch. All right, 1 out. We're back to Harold Reynolds, 0 for 3. 1-1 count to Reynolds. And a ground ball in the hole at short. And they turn the double play with Reynolds running. Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to take out Steve Rogers. Who would you like? Let's get Todd Fisher in there. Todd Fisher, a guy that I couldn't tell you anything about. In his 3rd season as an Angels reliever, and he has been lights out. 4-4 in relief with a 1.07 ERA, 20 strikeouts in 33 2/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .134 against him. 10 complete games, 1 bluey. Fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour, but that changeup is elite at a 90. Overall at 82, the 23-year-old righty, arbitration eligible in 85. All right, he's going to face some tough batters here. Eric Davis, 1 for 4. He's got a home run today. Struck out twice. Fly ball into center. There's 1 out. All right, 1 down. Here is Tracy Woodson. Woodson strikes out. 2 quick ones for Fisher. Here is Kirby. Kirby hits a ground ball to short. Dickey throws him out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Down 6 runs. Schelle Tarver will lead off. Tarver 1 for 2. He's got an RBI today. And a base hit to center field. Oh, I really want to go for 2. We're not going to, though. We will hit and run with the best hit and run guy in the American League anyway. Wade Boggs, he's got a 99 contact. He's 0 for 2 today. 0-1 count. Shoots it right at the 3rd baseman. That does get Tarver over, but Boggs, a disappointing 0 for 3. Here's Deion James. Came in as a defensive replacement. High fly ball to center. Tarver will tag and go to 3rd. Okay, it's going to be up to Detroit Tiger, Terry Kennedy. Let's get that run in, Kennedy. Give him something to talk about when we get back from the break. Get down. Yes, a base hit to left field. Kennedy drives in a run. Something he's been doing all season. And it's 8-3 National League. I'm happy for Terry Kennedy. And then SCONIERS hits a comebacker, and OB can't handle it. They're opening the door. They're going to give us a shot here. Corey Snyder, he's 1 for 1. First and second, 2 down, and Snyder strikes out. Okay, we are going to the 9th inning. We're going to use our final pitcher. You know I'm never going to use Frank Tanana. So it's going to be Al Lakowitz or Mike Warren. I kind of hate Al Lakowitz because he's a nobody and he just beat us. I think we got to get Mike Warren in there. He's 11-4. Will it let me put him in? Oh, it won't even let me put him in. Al Lakowitz? Okay, I guess it's Al Lakowitz. And he's 7-5 with a 3.85 ERA. 66 strikeouts and 126 in the third innings pitched, 4 complete games. It's got a shutout. Fastball tops out at 94 miles an hour, and it's rated a 94, the fastball. Overall, he's rated a 77, the 23-year-old right-hander. Just signed a contract extension, so he's under contract through 1987. Okay, it is Butch, WYNEGAR, Mike Gates, and Tabler due up. WYNEGAR shoots it down the left field line for a double. 15 hits for the National League. Mike Gates, with a runner in scoring position, hits a ground ball to second. Moving WYNEGAR over. We'll bring in BOGGS. He's in on the grass for Pat Tabler. Tabler popping it up on the infield. Reynolds making the catch. And down to the final out, perhaps, for the National League, it's Darren DAULTON. Ground ball to short. And Dickey makes the play. So, we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. We're down 5 runs. Rick Ownby looking to close out the ball game. They can't bring in one more pitcher. No. It's Dickey Thawne. He walked the first time up. High fly ball to center field. There's 1 out. Oh, they're going to bring in the ass. Paul Ossenmacher for the Braves. 6-1 with a 2.06 ERA. He's just a setup guy. He's got 1 save, no blueies. He's good. That's all you need to know. It's the ass versus the Hass. 1 down. Ron Hassey. Whoa, striking out. And we're down to the final out of the ball game. It is Harold Reynolds. He's 0 for 4 today. And a ground ball to first will conclude the All-Star game. National League wins 8-3. Handshakes, butt slaps, slappy steaks. Okay, well that was a lot of fun. And we're going to do what we would normally do if we were playing a regular season game. We are going to advance 2 days to get us ready for the next step, which will be against the Brewers. So let's go ahead and play 1 day. And it's simulating. It's actually thinking about whether or not there's trade offers, injuries, and whatnot. Okay, we'll play 1 more day. Thinking it through, thinking it over. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and start the second half of the season. We're at game 88, technically. But we'll take a quick look at the standings for those who maybe are tuning in for the first time. As you can see, the Detroit Tigers, who we are playing the sim as, we have a 1.5 game lead over Boston, a 2 game lead over the Yankees. Chicago is in front by a half game over California and Seattle, a full game up over Oakland. The National League, the West is already decided. A 14-game lead by the Dodgers over San Diego, and Philadelphia is holding a slim margin over the Mets, as the Mets have won 7 in a row to draw within 1. It's kind of amazing. Let's take a look at the headline news for the Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat. National League win the 1984 All-Star Game. You see it run down there. And then we've got a trade. The Yankees send Ruben Rodriguez, a backup catcher, to Chicago. Chicago Cubs. Okay, we'll get into that here as we look at transactions. This will make a little more sense. So let's scroll on back. A couple of things we need to clean up first. So Mark Lee was signed as a free agent to the Padres. This is prior to the All-Star Game happening. He was just a free agent out there for anyone to sign, and he does sign with his old team, the Padres. Okay. No big deal. So here are the official All-Star starters, vote getters. And your pitchers, Bert Blyleven, I'm curious. That is his second career All-Star game, 11 years apart. Couldn't even participate for us. He's done for the year. So there's the rest of the American League players. Now let's look at the National League real quick, because we didn't get a chance to see who was on their bench and who was their alternate pitchers. Okay, so Belcher and Ownby we saw pitch. Bob Welch, okay, fine. Bruce Robbins, former Tiger, we traded to Houston because we could not find a place for him on our team. And he makes it as an all-star in his first full year as an Astro. Bill Gullickson, Bill Paschal, get him away from Kansas City, and he's a damn good pitcher for the Phils. Oh, he's on the IL. Is he done for the year? Almost. All right. Rick Sutcliffe for the Padres. Hector Eduardo, longtime career Mexican League player, who's finding success in our sim. And then we got to take a look here. Who else? We've got Dave Shipinoff. He's a closer for Philadelphia. There's John Franco, Fernando Mania, Bruce Berenyi, who might be on the Tigers before long. And Roger Clemens makes the All-Star game. Brad Wellman, at home, easy call, as he is the All-Star MVP. I feel like we missed something there with the players, the batters. Was there not that many? Wally Backman did not get into the game, even though he was voted in. Oh, because he's injured. Glenn Gulliver did not get into the game. Yeah, that's weird, right? All right. Okay, then let's wrap it up here. Rick Russell retires. We tried to make him somebody in our game, but he could not come through for us when we needed him most. He went to Oakland. That's how we got Ricky Henderson on the Tigers. We dumped off Rick Russell. Okay, then here's the trade. Let's see if we can understand what's happening here. So the Cubs are trading their third baseman named Fritzy Connolly, who is essentially just a backup. Oh, and he's going to be the starter on the Yankees. This is the fourth attempt, right? They tried Toby Harrah. They tried Bob Horner. They tried Sticky Mickey Hatcher, and now they're trying Fitzy Connolly. So, yeah, that's interesting. They give up Kevin Brown, the Kevin Brown, who is a single-A pitcher at this point of his career. And they give back this catcher named Ruben Rodriguez, who's also a single-A catcher. And not even good defensively. All right. And then Bob Baylor, a free agent, signs a one-year deal with the Kansas City Royals. and he was just a Royal last year. In fact, he was an everyday starter, and now he will go to Double A. Additionally, a couple of injuries. Dick Ruthven. Oh, no, another Phillies pitcher. He is done for the year. Oh, my gosh, the Phillies are in trouble. We'll investigate them more when we tomorrow when we start the second half. And then Kevin McReynolds of the Padres, who's just a off-the-bench guy, is going to miss 18 days. All right. There we go, folks. That will conclude the 55th All-Star game that was supposed to be in a National League park. The Giants, I don't know why it was Arlington in this game. How would we know that's where it was supposed to be? I don't know. But that's what happened in real life. So that's all there is for today. We're going to come back tomorrow, start a new series versus the Brewers, and we may have some trades to talk about because the trade deadline now is all we have left to worry about, and that will end up on the final day of the month of July. So we need to shore up the team. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. So until then, everyone, have a great day.